Hello, my lizard friends. So, let's see what's going on with you. You are the fire element. So, perhaps you really like heat and warmth. But let's see. Instinctual, sensitive to the subtle, dreamer. The lizard is an expert in the realm of sensory perception. As if it has a sixth sense, the lizard hears what is yet to be spoken and sees what is yet to manifest. Although this is an amazing gift, it can easily wear the lizard down. Big crowds, lots of travel, or overstimulation will drain a lizard of their magical essence. This card is an indication to pull back from the bright lights in big city and return to the inner artist who's been whispering your name. When in balance, artistic, telepathic, spiritual. When out of balance, elusive, non-committal, flaky. To bring into balance, a creative project. So there's a lot of emphasis here on some sort of creativity for you. Whether, writing, music, art, whatever it is that you do to be creative. And some quiet time. Interesting. Okay. Next we have these tea leaf cards, which are here to help you know whether or not this is your reading, so they should be familiar to you in some way. We have beetle, good luck. But we also have pale, time to get out of a situation. It should be bail, right? Time to bail. Maybe you've had good luck in getting out of a situation. Then we have honor and respect will come to you, and taking a vacation, physically or mentally. Perhaps you need to just put less effort into whatever it is you're trying to achieve. And then we have diamond. You'll be receiving or giving a precious gift, and new job or career. And finally, key, a successful outcome to your problems. So, it looks like your main focus is material. All right, that's fine. Let's see what your tarot has to say. Why are you here? Why are you interested in a tarot reading? Oh, that's interesting. So the Lovers has been coming out a lot lately. In multiple readings recently. So different decks, different days, different readings. And Strength has been coming out too. So Strength is about the soft skills, soft traits that have been, at least recently, recognized to be very important for successful leaders. I've just read a Forbes article on it. I think it was Forbes. Anyway, it was one of the big business magazines. It was talking about how being a good listener, having sensitivity to others' feelings, others' situations, all the warm, fuzzy stuff that people like to say is not a sign of strength, is in fact a sign of strength. And it makes for good leadership. Unfortunately, you have the Lovers and Strength in reverse. The Lovers in the upright can be talking about leveling up, making good choices, but perhaps you have been turning your back on strength, the soft forms of strength, and now it is time for rebalancing. You have 4 major arcana cards right now. So these are all powerful forces in your life. And now we have the Eight of Wands. And the uncertainty position. The Hierophant. Perhaps you are ready for a revolution. In reverse, this can be about being ready to be a rebel, wanting to break free of the dogma, recognizing that it has been holding you back. Yeah, you've had some kind of epiphany. And now we have the Emperor in the upright. So the Emperor in reverse, which would not surprise me with the Lovers and Strength in reverse, and the Hierophant in reverse, would be about somebody who's quite weak and tyrannical to cover up their weakness. But you have the Emperor in the upright. So you have some really good discipline, some really good, or maybe you're recognizing with this Ace of Swords, you're recognizing the need for consistency, for discipline, self-discipline, for practices that promote your own well-being. I'm not talking about hustle culture here. This is more like having a good routine in the sense of consistently, well, being authentic, but being true to yourself and putting practices in place in your life that will help you to be a good person, to be a fulfilled person. So I'm talking about things like journaling and meditation and self-cultivation practices. So those are all, well, meditation and journaling tend to be more yin, but self-cultivation practices tend to be more yang, depending on the practice. Some of them are definitely intended or designed to build yin. Yin is the structure. Yang is the ability to move, to flow. And it doesn't fit neatly into masculine and feminine or emperor and empress, and so it's a little difficult to talk about it that way. And now we have the Queen of Wands. Perhaps you are a Queen of Wands. If so, you have to, you have a need for some stability here, because this is a Queen of Wands in the uncertainty position. So in the upright, the Queen of Wands is very authentic, and remember, no gender in tarot here. But the Queen of Wands is charismatic and caring. They walk into a room and everybody wants to talk to them, be near them. Everyone is drawn to them because they genuinely care about the people around them. They genuinely care about everyone they meet. I'm not saying they give away everything, so they don't end up depleted, but they genuinely care. They're not out to exploit people for their own benefit. Now, a Queen of Wands would just, in reverse, and that's the Queen of Wands in the upright. Queen of Wands in reverse is all about what's in it for me. They want everyone to be impressed by their beauty, by their whatever it is they think is wonderful about them, about themselves. And they don't, they don't have any genuine caring for anyone else. It's all about what's in it for me. So, perhaps you have this selfishness is all of the Wands court cards in reverse have a certain amount of selfishness to them, and the Queen is no exception. But this one is not in reverse. I'm wondering if you are changing. These two cards being in reverse would certainly be consistent with the Queen of Wands in reverse. The closed down heart, the selfishness, the lack of empathy, the lack of caring. And then Justice. So a rebalancing. Perhaps a revolt. Some sort of important news, change, and then the epiphany, and a dedication to being one's authentic self. That would certainly turn a Queen of Wands in reverse around. So it looks like you've been through quite a journey. Why are you here now? It's been a struggle. Well, it's a lot of change, so yes, it would be a struggle. And it's probably not over yet. If you are hoping to get information on how much longer will this go on, which I can completely understand why you might feel that way. But you are not a Queen of Wands in the upright yet. And even though you are working on consistency, on authenticity, integrity, and cultivating a better version of yourself, that's a work in progress. And this is also a card about training, about continuing that work, even when it's difficult. And the thing to understand is that it never truly ends. It gets better. Your life will get better, it will change quite a bit. But it never truly ends. It's not supposed to. So we have self-expression. This is what the universe has to say to you. Be bold, be heard, speak your mind, communicate, negotiate, rhythm, balance. I like that, rhythm and balance. Public venues, going out in society. Interesting. Are you playing the field, or are you just socializing a lot? The Queen of Wands would definitely like socializing a lot. But be careful. We have a hornet's nest, a volatile situation. Perhaps being sometimes being heard, being seen, communicate, that's great. But there has to be a balance to it. Challenging the status quo. Longevity, regal, proud, opportunity, new hope, clear vision and perspective. You got the long and winding road. That's what you're on now. So it looks to me like you are someone who is on an awakening of some sort. There's many different kinds of awakenings that you can have. But perhaps you've been in a rush to be heard and seen and challenge the status quo, when instead you needed to take some more time to heal, to become more stable in who you are, because remember, this is the uncertainty position here. You are not stable. It's a process. It's not going to happen quickly. It's not going to happen overnight. So healing can happen. A lot of significant emotional healing can happen pretty quickly. But integrating it into your life, getting used to it for yourself, it takes some time. You need to be flexible, use tact, be patient, and work on your stability, work on your anchor. This is all about the long, what is the phrase? This is a marathon, not a sprint. That wasn't the phrase I wanted, but it's close. Well, it seems a friend has turned out to be not a friend. Someone that you thought was a soulmate, a supportive friend, faithful, playful. Have faith, things will get better. Maybe there will be reconciliation, but even if there isn't, you can accept them and move on and forgive yourself, perhaps. Don't be in a rush. This friend may have wanted to move fast, pressured you to do things, to take risks. But it was short-lived. And that's a good thing. And now here you are, the Phoenix. It's all turned to ash, which may seem awful and painful and horrible. And that's completely reasonable for you to feel that way. But it has acted as a catalyst for you. It has awakened your heart. It is, when you hit rock bottom, the only direction you can go is up, right? So you are rising from the ashes now. Total transformation, complete renewal. Anything else? So this is either you or the person on your mind. Something you need to know about them, something you want to know about them, but you have to remember they're not the important one here, you are. It's time for you to work on your home, on belonging, roots, comfort, safety, boundaries, 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 boundaries. Time for some alone time, standoffish, separation, estranged, lonely, independent, refuge, protected. You will stop feeling lonely, and you will discover that you are happy in your own company. And that will be a very good day. Happiness is coming. first, you needed that ending so that you could learn to be bold, brave, heart-centered, proud, courageous, majestic, high self-esteem, inner strength. This ending may have been sudden, but there's a sense of liberation as well. All right. Let's see what the archetype cards have to say for you to you. Wow, that popped right out. The comic. That's odd. That one does not usually come out. All right, so we have Gnosis, 75, so it's one of the very last cards in the deck. We have the Stone, 67, and the Comic, 26. In case you can't tell, that's a cat with a silly hat. All right, starting with, well, let's start with Gnosis, since that's the order they came out in. Oh, wow, nope, I'm wrong. I just flipped the book a few times and it opened right up to the Stone, which I have not read the Stone very often at all, so it's not like the book was primed to open to that page. All right, 67, the Stone, the Eternal, the Anchor, the Rock. Of course, you got the anchor too, didn't you? As an archetypal object, the Stone holds psychic and literal weight. Its energy is one of permanence, concreteness, and reliability. The Stone's ability to transform is nearly imperceptible to us, as it changes ever so slowly over countless human lifespans. A single stone may see thousands of generations come and go. Therefore, it contains an ancient and eternal presence. The Stone is best used to anchor our wild side. So no matter how far we roam, we can always find our way back. The Stone tethers us to earth, helping to ground and connect us to stillness, quiet, and peace. When this card appears, it is likely the Stone is a remedy for what ails us. Humble and easily unnoticed, the power of the Stone balances the frenzy of our world. You may really need that if you are a Queen of Wands. When light, steadfast, loyal, committed, present. Oh, by the way, the Queen of Wands, fire element. It is the water aspect of fire, but it's still fire. All right. When dark, weighted down, holding back, cold. Build a cairn in nature. Find inspiration in Andy Goldsworthy's stone egg forms. In Jewish mourning traditions, stones are left at graves rather than flowers. Sit with this vision for a moment and see what unfolds. All right. I'm going to read Gnosis. There we go. Gnosis, innermost knowing, mystic truths. True knowledge is not found in facts and figures in scholarly books on library shelves. Rather, Gnosis points to the deep and timeless archetypal wisdom that rises from the felt experience of having touched the unknown with every one of the senses. Those who are drawn to Gnosis find themselves in esoteric studies, likely involving mysticism, alchemy, healing, or perhaps science. Knowing is their calling. Not knowing is their job description. No matter how far the alchemists take their studies, they come to the ultimate conclusion that facts slip toward mystery, and soon the mystery results in facts. This card signifies a knowing that's life-changing. Once you experience it, you are forever changed and become a guardian of Gnosis. The eternal mystery is calling you. Study your passion in the deepest way available to you. Okay. When light, contemplating the mystery, unanswerable questions. When dark, over-intellectualizing and literalizing, asking others. Oops. Oh, I dropped it and lost the page. Hang on. Keeps going back to the stone. All right. Those who say they know, don't. Those who say they don't know, know. Sounds very Taoist. This card relates to the riddle and the shapeshifter. All concern themselves with revealing mystic truths. I wonder how the comic relates to that. 24. The comic. No, 26. Whoops, silly me. Okay. The comic, the Joker, the clown, the fool. The comic carries a remedy for all that ails this world. Amid the deepest pain and suffering, there is always the potential to lift up and out of the darkness through laughter. Though dismissed by some as lowbrow or unsophisticated, this archetype actually has a highly advanced mind. Some may use the word genius, as humor requires one to see the situation from afar. Remember you had that card about a different perspective? The comic has a different perspective. The comic sees and accepts the messiness of life, using it as material to be mixed and shaped into a potion to soothe the stressed and serious mind. They literally lighten us up. Thus, within the comic is usually the sage or the magician, working magic upon any audience that will lend an ear. The comic may be the archetype that heals the division in our world, one pun at a time. All right. When light, hilarious, ingenious, spirited messaging. No, spirited and easygoing. Okay. When dark, sarcastic, harsh, brooding, drunk. Ooh, that's unfortunate. The clown has plenty of shade to throw on others, and it can fall into shadow at the drop of a hat. Beware of their sharp claws. So that's why it's a cat. Joy, jokes, and smiles are signs of a happy what? A happy heart. Be wary of spiritual practices or teachers who leave the comic by the wayside. So, make sure you find time and reasons to laugh while you are anchoring amidst your transformation, your gnosis. It's very interesting. So you are discovering mystic truths, you are anchoring yourself, and a reminder to keep on laughing and enjoying life. All right.